What would you do if you were home alone and heard footsteps upstairs? Tonight's story isn't a ghost story. It's far worse. A woman thought she was safe in her own home until she found muddy footprints leading into her bedroom. What she didn't know was that she wasn't just imagining things. Someone was already inside, and he was carrying a knife. It was an ordinary Wednesday night in a quiet suburban neighborhood just outside of Cincinnati, Ohio. Claire Reynolds, a 32-year-old nurse, had just come off a grueling double shift at the hospital. Exhausted, she kicked off her shoes by the door, microwave leftovers, and sank into the couch with her blanket and a glass of wine. It was the kind of night where nothing seemed unusual, until the quiet became too noticeable. At first, Claire thought the sound was just the old pipes creaking. Her house, a 2-story colonial her parents had passed down to her, had a reputation for strange noises when the temperature shifted. But this sound wasn't the usual groan of wood or hiss of pipes. The sound was footsteps, slow, deliberate, heavy, upstairs. Claire froze, her fork halfway to her mouth. Her heart began to race as her mind tried to rationalize. Maybe she left a window open, and the wind was rattling something. Maybe the neighbor's cat somehow slipped in. But then she heard it again. Step, step, step. Her stomach dropped. She lived alone. Summoning courage, Claire grabbed a heavy flashlight she kept near the couch and tiptoed to the base of the staircase. She called out, "Hello?" No answer. Her heart pounded harder, but a nervous anger bubbled up. She hated the idea of being scared in her own home. Slowly, she climbed the stairs, gripping the flashlight so tightly her knuckles turned white. The hallway was dark except for the glow of a nightlight near her bedroom. And that's when she saw them, muddy footprints. They started near the top of the stairs and trailed directly into her bedroom. Her chest tightened. Someone was in her house. Claire's survival instincts kicked in. She didn't follow the footprints. She didn't investigate further. Instead, she darted into the upstairs bathroom, slammed the door shut, and locked it. Her hands trembled as she dialed 911. 911, what's your emergency? The operator answered. There's someone in my house, Claire whispered, barely able to catch her breath. Please hurry. I'm locked in my bathroom. He's in my bedroom. I saw footprints. The operator kept her calm, assuring her officers were on the way. But then, as Claire pressed her ear against the door, she heard something that made her blood run cold. The faint creak of her bedroom closet door opening. And then, silence. It felt like forever, but within minutes, flashing red and blue lights lit up her front yard. Ma'am, this is the police. Stay where you are. Claire unlocked the bathroom door just as 2 officers stormed inside, guns drawn. They cleared each room methodically, their voices sharp and commanding. Police, come out with your hands up. From her vantage point at the bathroom doorway, Claire watched one officer push open her bedroom closet, and that's when they found him. A man crouched inside, clutching a knife. His face was pale, his eyes wide, almost animal-like in the dim light. He didn't resist at first, but when the officers ordered him out, he lunged forward in a desperate attempt to fight his way past them. It took both officers to wrestle him to the ground and snap handcuffs onto his wrists. Claire stood frozen, tears running down her face, as she realized just how close she had been to death. The intruder was identified as Daniel Moore, a 38-year-old drifter with a long criminal record, breaking and entering, assault, and even attempted armed robbery. He had recently been released from prison and, according to police, had been spotted lurking in the neighborhood earlier that week. When detectives questioned him, Daniel admitted he hadn't just randomly broken in that night. He had been watching the house. He knew Claire lived alone. The muddy footprints, they weren't from that evening. Investigators discovered that he had likely been inside her home before, waiting for the right opportunity. The thought made Claire's skin crawl. Police also found a small backpack in her bedroom closet with food wrappers, a change of clothes, and even rope, suggesting that whatever he had planned went far beyond simple burglary. In the days after the break-in, Claire struggled with the trauma of what had happened. Sleep was nearly impossible. Every creak of her house felt like footsteps. Every shadow seemed to hide a threat. "I've seen a lot in ER," she later told a local reporter, "but nothing compares to realizing you're not alone in your own home, that someone was standing just a few feet away from you, waiting." Her story quickly spread across social media and local news stations. Neighbors installed new locks, bought security cameras, and formed a neighborhood watch group. Claire eventually moved out of that house, unable to shake the fear of what could have happened if she hadn't trusted her instincts that night. Claire's story is a terrifying reminder that danger doesn't always come from strangers on the street. It can be hiding in the place you feel safest. If you ever hear something that doesn't feel right, trust your instincts, because one decision, the choice to lock herself in the bathroom and call the police, may have saved Claire's life. Asterisk. If you enjoyed tonight's story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And remember, stay safe, stay smart, and never ignore that gut feeling.